Tony Parker, 6-time All-Star, 4 All-NBAs, 4-time champ, a Finals MVP, one of the greatest late first-round picks, as accomplished as any international player there is, now a Basketball Hall of Famer, a career only a few point guards could ever dream of. Only Bob Cousy and Magic Johnson, as former All-Star point guards, have had more rings, tied with Steph Curry with titles and Finals MVPs. TP also one of the best players to not make the top 75 cut. Many credit great teammate Tim Duncan for being the face of San Antonio's incredible success, but over the course of the 2000s and 2010s, it was Parker who actually led his team in scoring 6 times. After coming into the league in 2001, 19-year-old from France, nearly drafted by the Celtics, listed 5'11 and a half, with former starting one Avery Johnson and aging free agent, San Antonio couldn't have dreamed for a better replacement in the draft with no point guard standout. Joe Forte, picked by Boston at 21, actually the first point guard taken in the draft. 8 total All-Stars, the 01 class. Parker and Gasol, the only Hall of Famers, easily 2 of the most successful careers. Right away, the starting point guard. Superstar Duncan wasn't ecstatic at first, didn't think much of the 19-year-old, which motivated the Frenchman to prove his teammates wrong, with Europeans considered a high risk at that time, especially playing the point. Named to the all-rookie team after respectable numbers of 9 points, 4 assists, his jump shot a work in progress, a strong impression, first ever playoff series, averages of 15.5 points, a forgotten 21-point playoff debut on the intimidating defensive Gary Payton, masterclass game 3 in Seattle, 23 points, 10 of 15 shooting, supreme confidence, put on an array of moves, got to the rim at will, made GP look old out there. Truly one of the most underrated rookie postseason coming out parties. Also a 24.5 assist game versus the Lakers. Incredible upside. His second season, most remembered for Duncan's all-time carry job, teammate Ginobili a rookie, David Robinson's final year, Parker's numbers of 15.5 points, over 5 assists, second in scoring for a 60-win team, but endured plenty of growing pains. His growth wasn't all upward trajectories, with super disciplined coach Pop, all business and zero nonsense. Tony benched multiple times in tight playoff games for Speedy Claxton, Game 2 first round versus the Suns, Game 6 against Dallas, and also Game 6 of the finals against New Jersey. Being super fast with an inconsistent jumper, 40% shooting his first title run, being a role player, given his situation, many young point guards would have lashed out and demanded a trade, not being happy on how they were treated. Parker's first real adversity. Low-key rumors during the finals that Jason Kidd was going to replace Parker as San Antonio's starting point guard. Teammate Steven Jackson, not afraid of mentioning his former teammate getting cooked by the likes of Stephon Marbury to Jason Kidd, but without question, Duncan would not have gotten past Kobe and Shaq's Lakers without the help of Parker's greatness. Obviously played much better than Jackson the Lakers series. In the interview of Tony Parker's documentary, The Final Shot, the late great Kobe Bryant said this about TP.
I've played against Tony for years and years and years and years. He's responsible for me not winning more championships.
The deciding game on who was going to win the 2003 title could very well have been Game 5, Lakers-Spurs. Just 4 days before his 21st birthday, Parker torched the Lakers, 21 big points in 36 minutes, relentlessly got to the rim early, set the tone, the sick behind the back pass to Bowen, a timely floater, put his team up 6, helped his Spurs survive a 2-point victory, overcame a Robert Horry's in and out go-ahead 3. Had the Lakers won that game, J-Kidd might have taken his talents to San Antonio. Kobe and Shaq likely 4-peat. Before Detroit officially ended that era, it was San Antonio's Duncan with the help of TP to ruin the Lakers' 4-peat chances. After winning the title, Parker even asked about his uncertain future with the franchise.
Do you think this should shut anybody up who says that Jason Kidd needs to go to the Spurs? We'll see. I hope they keep me now that we got the ring now.
After Kidd decided to stay put in Jersey, nobody expected Parker to become a Hall of Fame point guard, especially in the tougher conference, dealing with teams like the Lakers, Mavs, Kings, and Timberwolves. The mid-2000s, when TP absolutely continued to elevate his skills, a score-first explosive guard, incredible finishes around the rim, the best floater the game has ever seen, a combination of Kyrie, prime Derrick Rose, The tough finish, unique angles around the basket became the clear-cut second offensive option. The 2004 playoffs, numbers of 21 points, 8.5 assists, 4-game sweep on Memphis, outplaying draft mate Pau Gasol. His first season of true greatness, looked like a long-term franchise star. Scored 20 and 30 points game 1 and 2 versus the Lakers, improved heavily on his passing, orchestrated the offense like a 10-year vet despite still being 21. San Antonio's rival got revenge with just enough time for Derek Fisher doing the improbable. Lakers as a team made good adjustments, limited Parker to just 12.5 point average, 31% shooting last 4 games following season. Both him and Ginobili elevated their play. Manu, first-time All-Star. TP made it the following year, averaged over 16 and 6. First time in years, San Antonio's offense wasn't strictly all Duncan. After knocking off Denver and Seattle, everybody talked non-stop about the Phoenix Suns series, 7 seconds or less, as the league style of play slowly changing, led by MVP point guard Steve Nash. Both San Antonio and Phoenix couldn't have been more polar opposites. Knowing Suns defense not great, Parker used his quickness, the speed on the open floor, nothing Phoenix could do. Got to the rim at will, the spin moves, open jumpers, off Duncan's doubles, averaged 20.4 points for the series, a drop off to 13.9 with tough defensive Detroit. Finally blossomed to an All-Star year 5 at age 23, became San Antonio's leading scorer, 8 of his 13 playoff points scored above 20, closed out the Kings, and sent that franchise into misery for almost 2 decades. 31 points game 6 at the peak of his quickness. 06 Parker attempted 47% of his shots within 3 feet of the hoop. First couple months of the season actually led the entire NBA in points scored in the paint, a ridiculous 55% from the field the whole season. While Duncan continued his dominance on D, Parker, a perfect pick and roll partner, 63-win powerhouse, fell victim to Dallas, a 1-4 same conference format, a series that changed the postseason forever. 2007, another amazing year. Continued settling for less threes, 38 total attempts, and more bursting to the rim. Pop allowing Tony to master his best skills, a signature go-to floater, the first to master that shot, unblockable, a combination having a great feel around the basket, creating space, and mastering every angle to score. If not the fastest, young Parker easily one of the fastest for his time with the ball in his hands. The maturity and growth from erratic and out of control to discipline and maximizing his tools continue being the Suns' killer. Dropped 32 opening semis, gave Nash a bloody nose, a 30-point closeout game 6. The series basically decided the eventual champs. Continue his stellar run, easily beating Deron Williams' Jazz, absolutely toyed with the Cavs. Daniel Gibson and Damon Jones, absolutely no chance. 24.5 point average, 57% from the field, set the tone right off the bat. Although some of the 07 scores turned out to be close, San Antonio only needed to play at a 50% level, especially a timely bomb 47 minutes into Game 3, never took the gas off the pedal. His mastery getting to the rim as a point guard, similar to Steph Curry being a master at making threes. A lot of 07 Parker, literally 2011 Derrick Rose-like without the jumping ability. Creativity and body control, second to none, became the first European to win Finals MVP. Continue picking apart the Suns following season, first round matchup, conference as tight as ever. Many actually picked the Suns to beat San Antonio, but the ridiculous scoring out nearly 30 a game, 7 assists, Parker absolutely destroyed Nash. Phoenix knew they were too small with Marion and Stoudemire against Big Duncan, decided to trade for old Shaq, only for TP to exploit him in high screen and rolls despite Nash's excellence. Zero quickness guarding the faster Parker. Absolutely deadly on the open floor, made the game look super easy. Literally toyed with Shaq and Amari, figured out his mid-range game when O'Neal gave him room, even went up 2-0, his best game on the road, continued to abuse the older O'Neal, ran Phoenix out the gym, made the right pass every time, one of the best offensive series for any point guards, perfected his shot, neck and neck battle with 22-year-old Chris Paul, refused to allow his team to go down 0-3. Front lines of David West and Tyson Chandler gave Duncan trouble. 31.11 assists game 3. Him and CP, two of the most exciting point guard playoff matchups. San Antonio came back, won game 7, fell to the hungry Kobe's Lakers. Started the following season, career best 55 points. The 5th game, November 5th of 2008, At Minnesota, only attempted 3 threes, made 2 of them. Put up 28.6 points first round loss to Dallas, a 38-point game 2, a 43-point effort in the loss. The in-between years, nobody outside of him and Duncan cracked double digits that series. 36-year-old Michael Finley, Bruce Bowen almost 40. Role players Roger Mason, Ime Udoka, and Matt Bonner not good enough. Forced to miss 26 games following season, hand injury, Spurs big 3 aging, swept by Nash and Amari Suns round 2. A series that allowed Pop to change his system for more modern style offense. Many question whether the Spurs' glory days over. The worst gut punch, falling to the 8-seeded Grizzlies after winning 61 games. Manu had a broken arm, Duncan a bum ankle, Richard Jefferson an absolute travesty. Realizing retired winning role players Bruce Bowen and Robert Horry super difficult to replace, 34-year-old Duncan at his worst, slimmed down, caught an extra stage of greatness. Franchise shaped up their roster, developing Thiago Splitter played more, got Boris Diaw from Charlotte, the newly Danny Green, and Gary Neal for a short time, traded George Hill for a not so glamorous Kawhi Leonard out of San Diego State. Parker numbers of 18 and 8 for the 2012 season, number 1 seed, 5th in MVP voting, clear number 1 option, 30 years young, prime of his career, by far the most experienced star caliber point guard in the game, reminded everybody his excellence, but came up short to OKC Game 6 Conference Finals. It appeared the Thunder with Westbrook, Durant, and Harden to rule the West, but the emergence of Kawhi, Parker still in his prime, a healthier Duncan, first week of the following season, a beautiful game-winning jumper, 2013, arguably TP's most complete version, well-improved jump shot, back-to-back second-team All-NBA, 6th in MVP, after toying with short-handed Lakers. First 5 games of the Golden State series, outplayed 25-year-old Steph Curry, shot a little better. At the time, Parker a case for being the number 1 point guard in the game after Paul's first-round exit to Memphis. Absolutely destroyed Mike Conley, dropped 37, Game 4 closeout, back to the finals. Many thought the Spurs' big 3 would never get there again. A game-clinching jumper late seconds Game 1 over LeBron. Parker finally mastered how to get any shot off he wanted. The forgotten moments late 4th quarter Game 6 before the Ray Allen shot. An incredible 3 over prime defensive LeBron. Excellent hands on D, stole the ball from Chalmers. Followed by a gorgeous turnaround J. 5 quick points, ripped the heart out of Miami fans before Manu, Kawhi missed free throws, plus Pop taking out Duncan on D, big mistakes. San Antonio did indeed bounce back. 62 wins 2014, Parker's final All-Star season, more team ball movement, the improvements of Kawhi truly helped. First round Dallas series, gave San Antonio the toughest competition. An excellent Parker responded, 32 points Game 7, left Jose Calderon and Monte Ellis helpless, outplayed Dame Lillard first 3 games of the Portland series. Already up 3-0, Parker actually led the team, averaged 18 points in the finals, scored between 16 to 21 each game, one of the most balanced squads all time, a long return to the top, calls 2014 the Swedish championship, enduring the years of struggling after going back to the top from being counted out several times, his last great season before handing the keys to the younger Kawhi Leonard. Dealt with ankle issues the following year, versed the Clippers in the playoffs, won a franchise best 67 games in 2016, but Duncan wasn't the same in the playoffs after knee problems, later announced his retirement weeks after losing to OKC. The end of TP's career not so memorable, ruptured quad tendon, out after Game 2 vs Houston 2017 semis, finally aged, ended his career in Charlotte of all places, ruined his playoff streak, of course retired after, finished off 5th in playoff assists, 9th in postseason points during his retirement. Combined with incredible international success, his career numbers might not be eye-popping, but absolutely maximized his full potential. Pop and the Spurs trusted the young 19-year-old after having a non-traditional point guard score first style who couldn't shoot, from the finesse around the paint to developing the mid-range years later and the improved passing. A combination of today's De'Aaron Fox with Kyrie Irving's footwork and touch around the rim, excellent off-ball movement, a top 5 point guard for several years, a strong case being the best in his position 2013, top 15 point guard all time, one of the most entertaining players to watch from a skill standpoint, every time doing the iconic patented spin move during the playoffs. Every casual fan all of a sudden gets reminded he's one of the best point guards in the league. A master at using the screens, getting to his spots, unlimited stamina, combined with being coachable, listening to Pop. After telling him to stop settling for jumpers, his efficiency skyrocketed. From San Antonio wanting to trade him several times to excelling being the team's best player for a few years, somewhat overshadowed by teammates Duncan's greatness, a reliable playoff performer, although others in his position in Steve Nash, Chris Paul, Steph Curry, and Dame Lillard deemed the greater talent, not once did Parker look inferior matching up with all those great point guards, especially when he beat them all in those playoff series. Countless masterful performances between 2005 to 2014, an absolute winner on all levels. Tony Parker's legacy forever cemented, basketball greatness at its finest.